Morning team. So it's 10:30 in the morning. I'm coming to you a little later than I normally would because I didn't follow my routine today. And that is what I want to talk to you about. As a wellness coach, I always want to talk about pitfalls and roadblocks and obstacles. And the biggest thing that you're going to run into is if you don't set a routine for yourself and follow it. So starting today, 7 o'clock in the morning, didn't happen. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock will. When my alarm goes off, I'm going to get up like it's a normal day. I'm going to come downstairs, I'm going to make my shake or my omelet, whichever I choose to do that day, and then I'm going to get on with the day. You know how I'm going to do that? My very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start running. I'm going to go for a run every single day to get my cardiovascular system up. Because we know that target and maximal heart rate and feathering within it is what's going to help it so that we succeed and maintain our cardiovascular health. So for the rest of this video, what I want to do is I want you to realize you got to come out, look at the world, enjoy it. Just because we're going through this little bit of craziness doesn't mean we're stuck. I understand some of us are working and some of us are at home with the kids and some of us are just not sure where our careers are going from this point. But truth of the matter is, you can still succeed. And you do that through staying positive, staying active, and staying healthy. So just look around, enjoy the world around you, take in a breath of fresh air. This place is beautiful. What we're going through is not the end of it. It's just a little step back. And like everything I do with wellness coaching, roadblocks and obstacles will be overcome. They always are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through a few stretches so that you can get out there and start running too. The biggest thing with running is making sure your mechanics are right. And the best way to make sure your mechanics are right is to make sure all the muscle tissue is loose and ready for that run. So we're going to go through a few quick stretches. Every one that I show you, I want you to hold for at least a minute. I'm going to go through them really fast so that we can get this video over with pretty quick. All right, follow me inside. So we're going to work on the quadriceps, the hamstrings, the hip flexors, all of them. We're going to make sure everything is wide open so that when you're doing your running, your gait can be as wide as possible. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to work on your hamstrings and glutes. Have a seat on the couch. Stay tall. You want to You want to hinge at the hips. Lean forward for your toes as far as you can. Hold it. You're going to hold that for a minute. If you can, I want you to pull your toes up towards you. Grab a hold. Pull your toes towards you. Lean in at the hips. Stay tall with the head. Forward. Now again, you're going to hold that for a minute. I'm moving on. Quadriceps. Simple, everybody knows this. Everybody does it in high school, college, wherever sports that you played. Hand right here. Grab your quad. Your leg. Stretch out your quad. Now the big thing with this is to make sure your knees stay touching together and that your hip drives forward as you lift up on the leg and back. That really activates the stretch. This is not the stretch. This right here is. Obviously, we're going to do both sides. Okay? Calves. Calves are critical. There's two different forms of calf stretch that you can do. You can do the one where you put your foot up against the wall, which we see a lot of people do. The big thing is you want to make sure that you're not standing tall when you do that, because it's not going to actually stretch the calf well. If you're going to do this stretch, make sure that you sit low, you drive your foot as close to the wall as possible, and then you stand up tall and you lean in. Make sure you're engaging the core every time you're stretching and you're driving that hip forward. Okay, let's do the other side. But I'm going to do the other side in the second fashion. You can you drive your foot back, bend the front leg, lift your toe and the back leg. See how my toes back here is coming up a little bit? That's driving my foot through the ground. Make sure you have a straight line from your head straight down through your heel. Drive your heel down and lean into it. Whichever stretch you decide to do, make sure that your mechanical alignment is correct. You want a straight line. All right, hip flexors. We're going to do 3 different stretches in here because I want to work all the way around the hip. Straight on, toe up and back, leg forward. Take your hip, tip it under. When you tip your hip underneath, that activates the stretch. And then from there, while you're staying tall and the hip is tipped, you lean forward. Obviously, hold that for a minute. Then what I want you to do is I want you to turn sideways, open up, and you'll feel that stretch start to rotate. Hold that for a minute. Come back to neutral. Take this hip and this knee, drive them together, lean forward as well, and you'll feel that rotate again. Now we're working on that entire hip. Okay, obviously the other side as well. Foot up and back, hip tipped under, lean forward. Hold for a minute. Rotate open. While that hip stays tipped under, hold for a minute. Back, drive together, lean forward, hold for a minute. Excellent. All right. So those are some quick stretches that you can do. Do them before you run. Do them after you run. You want to loosen tissue before and after. Because remember, every time we do exercise, it's tightening tissue down. All right, my friends, I'm going for a run now. Have a great afternoon, and I'll talk to you later.